Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq-100 index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed on Nasdaq. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining us this Monday afternoon, we have Chris Dearborn, Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq 100. Chris, as we come into the last week of the third quarter of the year, if you can believe how fast that has flown by.
Moving by like you wouldn't believe, right? I mean, since the COVID, it's like one day after another, and you kind of lose track a little bit. But here we are. The index is doing well today. It's got some weakness, and a lot of the top components are showing that weakness, especially when you're looking at the 50-day moving average, some of the larger constituents of the index. That being said, the index is trying to rally here a little bit into the close. We're trading right now at about 15,215. We opened at 1520. So we'd like to see this index close above where it opened today. That would be a nice positive candle. We had a nice rally the last couple of days on the index, following the nice sell-off that we saw the previous week and a half in the index. A couple things to note. We're straddling that 50-day moving average. So on a longer-term chart, that's a major support resistance level. We broke above it the last couple of days. We traded below it earlier last week. That's a key area. If we close above that and stay above the 15,205 where we opened today, this candle will turn bullish in the very near term. Also note the relative strength index, or RSI, was right in the middle at about a 45.46, neither overbought or oversold. So kind of aimlessly moving around there. So it's a lot of stock-specific items that are moving this index, the heavyweights. That's what we'll get into in a minute.
Right. And Chris, to your point, if we take a look at the second chart here, where we have the companies that are making up the upside, right, what's leading us in the index this week, we can see that it might not be some of the mega cap tech names, because those are the ones that are selling off a little bit today, and that's really what's dragging on the index. So I would be surprised to see if we saw some new names in the top 10.
Right. So we've got about 30 names positive right now, 70 names negative. The big boys, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, are all down. The SOX index, which is another NASDAQ index we don't talk about much, on the chip side of it, is weighing heavily here. Also, there's some specific news out in Apple about some supply chain issues out of China. That's weighing on the index as well. On the plus side, though, you still have some nice names. AMD's turned positive here. Intel's doing well. JD.com, which we haven't talked about in a long time, is seeing a very bullish day today, up over 3%, adding 2 points to the index. And of course, Tesla's been on a run recently. They're up nearly 3%, adding 20 points to the index. So it's kind of a mixed bag. But again, supply chain issues with the big boys, especially with Apple, weighing heavily here on the index.
All right, Chris, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. And Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.